I guarantee that every single construction company, whether it's contractor, subcontractor, one man bander, some sort of business owner in the construction industry is currently looking at cost reduction and optimization. And from my experience, don't waste your time looking at better buying through grinding the supply chain down, trying to get lower prices on your materials or trying to get the subcontractor to reduce their price. For me, focus on time, on program. You will be so surprised how quickly your costs fall when you can produce something faster. If you can deliver a project faster, the cost to deliver that project will plummet far quicker than you realize. Now, that comes through a multitude of different learnings, different options to be able to look at. Number one, for me, pre-construction. Start by planning your job in pre-construction. Don't just do a week or two of like getting the lads together, programming things out on the back of a scrap piece of paper. Spend that time. That pre-construction period should be at least half of the full construction program. Take the time to get all of your ducks in a row, get all the orders out, get your procurement sorted, all of your takeoffs. Have everything pre-organized, pre-ordered, preempted before the job starts, and it will run so much smoother. And then when considering program, now there's no reason why programs shouldn't be looked at and adhered to every day. There should be someone in the organization adhering to that program every day, monitoring, making tweaks, pulling the program back every single day. Also, if you start looking at what it takes to prevent mistakes, abortive works, those will absolutely decimate your program. But also as well, you can reduce your need for contingency. So if you have a 4-week program with a week contingency, there's no saying that you can't deliver that project on 4 weeks with no contingency, but you will have costed for that additional week. So put the planning in place. Put that organisation in place to ensure that you deliver that project as fast as possible. It doesn't mean to say that you're riding the construction team, you're riding the project team extra hard to deliver that. Just deliver it at an expected pace, but with no mistakes, no error. You're just delivering it as you said you would, to plan. And when we talk about plan, no planning survives contact with the enemy. Now, I used to believe that, but I used to work for an organisation where they opened my eyes, where through planning an organisation, you do what you say you're going to do, and everything just happens the way you wanted it to. And it was so surprising to me that something so mythical almost as a construction project going to plan was even a thing, but it's possible. And it takes that planning, it takes the right people, the right resource to put that planning in place. Start early, make sure it's all done before the project starts, and you put yourself in such a far better position to deliver that project. And if you tell yourself and you tell your team, we've got a 20-week construction program window, but I feel we can do it in 16. Okay, what does that look like? Lay it all out in front of your team. This is what we need to do to get there, and deliver in 16 weeks. And that additional 4 weeks is going to save so much money. And that could possibly be your margin, additional margin. So a project that's likely to get 10% margin could be 15 or 20 by delivering it so much quicker. Now, when we look at cost reduction on staff, people look at staff, it's an overhead. That's how do you save costs with that? Now, for me, spend that little bit more to get the right staff. Getting the right staff and paying a premium for it is so worth it. But obviously, if you're paying a premium, you want the most from them. Again, Don't ride them hard, because eventually they'll just go to your competitor for a similar rate, for a similar wage. For me, monitor what they do, find out what they should be doing, and streamline the work process. So if you measure their work output in tons per hour, what do they need to get that tonnage out the door every single day? Quite possibly you've got them doing additional work that is not required. So start to focus on streamlining and optimization their workload. Get them to do exactly what is required. Remove the obstacles. Assist your team to deliver at full optimization. Now, all teams should be working at roughly 80% capacity, with that additional 20% for all the peaks and troughs that happen on the day-to-day construction scene. But ultimately, your team could be running around like busy fools and you don't know about it. You just see your team is flat out. They are working 100 miles an hour. Everything must be great. But if you're not monitoring their output, what is actually required from them? What do you actually need from them? What do they need to do to ensure that the business is pushing forward as quickly and as optimization as possible? So look at that. Look at, I'm paying 50, 60, 70,000 pounds for a project manager, but what am I getting in return for that? Am I getting 50, 60,000 pounds worth of work? Could be, could not. You could quite easily have a very, very expensive project manager doing lots of work that actually isn't necessarily part of his job. So look at delivering those, or those who are delivering for you, and just streamline it down to ensure that they are just doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you'll soon find you are getting so much value for money with your staff. And ultimately, value for money for the business, optimization, efficiency, and you will be better placed. You will have the best advantage over your competitors in this very competitive construction industry.